Hi, my name is Lancaster Ross, and I'm the Center Manager for LifeLine Northern Cape. LifeLine Northern Cape is an organization that was started in June 2009 with a project from LifeLine South Africa focusing mainly on HIV and AIDS and related illnesses. We were a group of about 45 peer educators going into the community of Kimberley, educating the community on HIV, AIDS, and related illnesses. In 2014, LifeLine was registered independent as an NPO or NGO because we realized the need for broader services in the Northern Cape. So initially when we started, we only had services in Kimberley, but we realized that we needed to take our services beyond the borders of Kimberley and into the Northern Cape, and that is why our director, Ms. Brenda Harker, who's so very passionate about community work, decided that we needed to register independently as an NGO in 2014. Our services at LifeLine Northern Cape is free. Our number is 053 050 1067. It will also be displayed on the screen. You can call us between 8 and 4, Monday to Friday. We also have services available at Kimberley Hospital over weekends for sexual violations or sexual abuse. We also affiliated to LifeLine South Africa, which hosts our Stop Gender-Based Violence helpline. The number will also be displayed on your screen. So it can be related to any domestic abuse. It can be related to any questions regarding abuse that you have. You can always just pick up the phone, speak to a counselor, and they will inform you about the information that you need. We also have a suicide helpline, which is toll-free. The number will also be displayed on the screen. We know that depression these days is rife. We have a suicide line free of charge. You can speak to a counselor 24/7, any day of the week, free of charge. I think with partnerships, we were able to grow as an organization, making sure that our services reach the very hard reached communities or the very distant communities, as we know that the Northern Cape is very vast. So taking services to the Northern Cape was always going to be a challenge, but through the partnership that we formed with other stakeholders, including your Department of Social Development, Department of Health, Department of Education on certain topics, we were able to do that as an organization. Currently, we have quite a few programs running. One of our programs, as I mentioned, is psychosocial support services. Some of our other programs are HIV related. Some of our programs are clinical. We also have members of LifeLine or employees of LifeLine that's placed in the TCCs across the province as first responders, because we know when people come with issues that they need to talk about, one of the issues being sexually violated or sexually abused, we have first responders placed in the TCC that is able to deal with issues that the community comes to the TCC with, and that is in partnership with not only DSD but also the Department of Health. We also have our sex work program in Francis Bart, funded through AFSA, for clinical services, your HIV, your PrEP, but also psychosocial support services. Sex work is a topic that not many people speak about. A topic that people would tend to ignore. However, it's something that is there. It's in the community. So we have a very big progressive group of employees with the organization, passionate about the work, very hardworking, dedicated. We would say we call ourselves having a lifeline heart, because if you don't have a lifeline heart, this would probably not be the organization for you to work in. So you need to have a lifeline heart working for this organization. And one of the reasons why I mentioned that is because it wasn't always easy for the organization. There was times where we had to endure long periods without funding, but we needed to find a way to keep the doors of the organization open, because we realized that the community needs our services. So we had to find ways, we had to find means to keep the doors of the organization open, even through tough times where there was no funding, there was no funders within the Northern Cape. And through our perseverance in terms of that, we were able to motivate funders through our hard work, through our dedication, to come back and fund the organization. And them funders realizing that there is actually a need, and that our organization is not just a fly-by-night organization, that we operate also without funding, without resources, but we made sure that the services was taken to the community. We work with a lot of stakeholders, and one of the critical or important stakeholders for us is the Northern Cape Provincial Legislature. I think they create a platform for organizations to gain exposure through legislature, but also a platform for us to engage with the legislature. I think if that platform wasn't created, we wouldn't have had the understanding of what the legislature is about, the understanding of how we contribute as organizations, as LifeLine, to the legislature, and how the legislature takes what we do in the communities as a reporting mechanism for the legislature in terms of the work that we do. I think as much as it sounds different, our goal is common as organizations and the legislature in terms of what it is we want to achieve in the different communities. So the legislature does play an important role in the structure of NGOs, especially LifeLine Northern Cape.